RAF Seltzer is now live in over 1,200 locations across the United States. We're now available in Florida, Georgia, Alabama, Tennessee, North Carolina, Ohio, and Texas. Go to hardafseltzer.com today, click on the store locator, enter your city or zip, and find the nearest location closest to you. Welcome to Drinkin Bros, presented by GhostBed.com. Yeah, welcome to the Monday morning recap, everybody. Brought to you by MyBookie.com. Promo code Drinkin Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. I did not have any money on Paul George going to the 76ers. Congratulations, my man. That's awesome.
He's been reacting in true Delco fashion all day to this.
How so?
Does it make us better?
No, it sure doesn't.
No.
Sure doesn't. And
Yeah,
you guys gave him a max deal.
Still the fourth best team in the East, probably. Third best team.
And you gave him a max deal of 4 years, $212 million. And what is he, 33 years old?
He's got no shoulders. I know that.
Barely any knees. He did play 78 games last year. Which
74.
I mean, 74.
This guy's made like $500 million off of being really good against LeBron James in the playoffs 2 years in a row a decade ago.
Thanks to Roy Hibbert.
Yeah.
Like, really, I mean, dude, if you remember those Pacers Heat series 2 years in a row, they were fucking bangers.
They were amazing, but after that, could not win. Pretty surprised to see it there. As a fan, how do you feel?
There's no one else, I guess. It's a bad free agency.
It's a bad free agency, but do you even spend the money? Like, is that worth it?
Probably not. Maybe punt. Put like Embiid into a chamber. Let him rest.
Yeah.
Hyperbolic.
Yeah. Let him just kind of like not age for a year.
This is the way I felt about the Falcons taking Kirk Cousins. I wish we would have just punted or gotten Justin Fields and then waited for a better draft or something like that. There's no reason.
You guys are going to be in the NFC Championship game this year, and it's going to be so fucking funny.
You'll be in the NFC Championship game probably against the Packers, and you're going to lose.
Okay.
To the Packers?
The love for the Packers after one fucking year with Jordan Love is insane.
Probably the Niners, but either way, I think
Nobody can hold it together for that long. The Niners can't even get there.
Their defense.
The defense. No, they can't. When I'm saying they can't get there, I mean they've gotten to the Super Bowl, but they can't win one. They haven't won one yet.
Yeah, I'm not saying that. I'm just
talking
about the NFC.
With a team that's great on both sides of the ball, they still can't get there. That's not how the NFL works. It doesn't matter what the fuck the paper looks like. It doesn't matter.
The Packers won't get there with the current team constructed right now.
Sure they will.
No. They don't have any wide receivers. They don't have shit.
When have they ever? They've had one wide receiver maybe at a time for the entire history of that organization.
The Packers aren't going to win their division.
Here's what's going to happen.
I think the Lions are going to regress.
Falcons, Lions in the NFC Championship game to see who gets to be sacrificed to Taylor Swift and Travis Kelce for the three-peat.
Yeah, because the Chiefs are winning it all.
The Packers have Josh Jacobs and A.J. Dillon now.
Oh, they picked up Josh Jacobs.
Yes.
That's not bad.
Yeah, it's not bad.
But I don't think they'll win.
Running backs, though.
Yeah, I don't think they'll win.
Past your prime after 25.
No. Packers, to me, are probably 5th or 6th best in the NFC.
They'll get the 7th seed again, probably.
I still think the Eagles have a shot there.
The Eagles' offensive line is in big trouble.
Maybe, but they got Saquon Barkley.
Yeah, which he's going to get fucking lit up. In the first third of the season, probably, because their offensive line is just not what it used to be.
Lane Johnson will get back on the PEDs.
Yeah. And then he's going to get kicked out of the league indefinitely or forever, I guess, at this point. It's not even an indefinite suspension now. It's forever.
Yeah, 5th or 6th best in the NFC. This fucking Packers hype is a little much for me. NBA free agency, though, full swing right now. Besides the Paul George deal for $212 million, Klay Thompson has left the Warriors and signed a 3-year deal, $50 million with the Mavericks. Does that make them a contender?
They were just in the finals, so they're already a contender without changing anything.
But a real one. To me, you've got to fucking have a lot of bodies to go up against the Celtics now.
It makes them deeper for sure. It's an interesting lineup now because they have Luka at point, Kyrie at 2, and he's not a 2, he's a point guard, right? And they have Klay at 3, and he's a 2.
Yeah,
fair enough, right? Kyrie actually started playing defense. He plays decent perimeter defense, mostly passing lanes, kind of the same way that Steph Curry plays defense, right? Which is effective if everybody else is a good defender. The real question here is still the same today as it was for Dallas in the finals. Will Luka show up and play defense? Because no matter what everybody else does, if he doesn't, they're going to lose. They might get to the fucking Western Conference Finals. They might get to the finals, but they're going to lose if he doesn't play defense.
I don't even think so, because the West is just so good, so deep. I mean, the Nuggets are going to come back stronger. The Timberwolves, the fucking Thunder.
I mean, the Nuggets were only healthy for 1 year, though. Like,
They were healthy this year.
They were, yeah, but they were like.
They
were
lost
gassed.
a couple pieces, and their bench guys had
Yeah,
to
exactly.
come up.
That's
and
what I'm
be-
saying.
They just lost another one, too.
Caldwell Pope.
Caldwell Pope's
Yeah.
a free agent. Did he sign somewhere?
He went
he's out
to
of there.
the Magic.
Sure did, Orlando.
He got $66 million. This is retarded. We're throwing out money for nobodies. Like, it's that
He
year
scored like
Solomon
9
Hill
points
got
a game
64
last year.
million.
Now, to be fair, he's probably going to play a slightly larger role. He'll be the sixth man on the Magic. He was like the 7th or 8th man on
No, he was a starter on the Nuggets.
Oh, was he really?
he was-
Caldwell
starting?
Pope? Yeah.
How many minutes was he playing? I thought
A
he was
lot.
off the bench.
No,
Yeah.
he was in their starting five. Because remember, I was talking about how they're the only person in their starting five who wasn't a lottery pick
the
was
lottery
Jokic.
pick, that's right, yeah.
Which is wild to me. You're giving a guy that much money for 9 points a game. What world are we
Well,
living
it was
in?
10 technically. He played 30 minutes a game.
But
10 points.
He was, but he was just a do everything type of guy. You know
I mean,
what I mean?
he shot 40% from the field and 90 from the free throw line.
Kind of
That's
stuff
pretty
that
good.
doesn't show up on the stats.
But he was legitimately like the top three scoring options on the Nuggets are Jokic, Murray, and Michael Porter Jr. So like you're after that, it's kind of just swapping in and out whoever.
Right.
Yeah, but Dallas, like you can imagine a situation now. If I have two good wing shot creators, or even just one really, especially if I have two, I put them in a high pick and roll. I with Clay and Luka, and Clay doesn't have the lateral movement he used to, so he's not going to be able to keep you in front of him like he used to be able to, and Luka's not going to play defense at all, and you win that matchup every single time, right?
I think Dallas is whatever at this point, and I think this is actually going to be really interesting to see what the Lakers do because LeBron's going to take a pay cut. It seems to be the word on the street.
$20 million.
Allegedly,
Allegedly.
they are not. You know, the free agent class is gone or whatever, but they'll probably try to make a trade basically. And other than the T-Wolves, who are just fucking really good in general, and now a year older, like everyone else has gotten weaker. The Nuggets got weaker. The T-Wolves have basically stood pat.
I don't think Oklahoma City got weaker. I think bringing over what's his nuts makes them quite a bit better.
They're also a year older.
They
Experience.
I agree.
traded Josh Giddey for Alex Caruso.
Yeah.
basically.
Yeah.
and
That makes them immediately better.
That means they'll probably be hoisting the title.
I think the Lakers have a chance to become the
Alex
third best
Caruso.
team in the West, behind the Thunder
Maybe, yeah.
and T-Wolves.
Yeah, because and again, the Warriors are still out there. They have room for 2 max contracts and nobody to sign them to, right? Which means they can trade bench players and so who's out there with giant contracts that teams want to get rid of? That's
Right.
the question. And
Yeah.
so the Warriors are probably going to grab some of those just to spend money to put asses in seats because I don't think they believe they can win. Not with Draymond and Steph alone. There's no fucking way they think that.
Yeah, Chris Paul ended up going to San Antonio.
Which is interesting.
It is interesting. I was texting with you last night, and him just throwing it up to Wemby. Great. And they got Castle in the first round.
I mean, Chris Paul is the kind of fucking point guard that Pop loves, right?
yes.
So that makes sense to me, and maybe Pop has his eyes, or the organization has their eyes down the road. Like we're going to bring in a point guard soon. We're going to draft one next year, and let this motherfucker teach him how to play for a couple of years, maybe. But he only signed a 1-year deal.
Yeah, this is not 2013.
No, I know.
Chris Paul and Klay Thompson are cooked. They're done.
Clay
Go to
Thompson scored
Shanghai.
20 points a game last year. Still,
They're toast.
Yeah. Look, it's a weak class. Tobias Harris is gone.
Thank God.
From,
Good riddance.
From
I'll pack your
76ers.
bags for you.
2-year, $52 million deal with the Detroit
No one has
Pistons.
finessed more money off just no talent than Tobias Harris.
Isn't it fucking crazy, man?
It's wild.
$26 million a year this guy is getting.
He scored 0 points in a elimination game.
Yeah.
what do you know about D'Anthony Melton? Because
He's okay.
he just got signed by the Warriors
But he's fine. I mean, he's
for not much.
He's off the bench.
Yeah, he'll be a bench player, I would imagine.
1-year deal for him, and then
12.8.
Hartenstein, Isaiah Hartenstein, who I love.
Who?
Yep, exactly. Isaiah Hartenstein. Do you know who that is?
No.
No, me neither. $87 million he just signed with the Thunder.
He was a big
Free
factor
agent
for the Knicks.
center. I don't remember him on the Knicks at all.
I do. He was kind of like scrappy, like guy making a lot of faces and everything.
8 and 8.
8 points?
8 points, 8
8
rebounds.
rebounds.
He was backing up Chet.
$87 million. So they're going to pay you $87 million to score 8
Lakers
points
need a big
game.
man.
They're
I'm
either
sure.
going to run him and Chet out on the court at the same time or use him to spell Chet. That's fine. $87 million is a lot of fucking
Dude,
money.
this is the name of the game now.
That makes you think they're going to fucking put them out there together, though, right?
No, probably just
It
valuable
depends.
backup.
The-
man.
well,
don't
there's
know.
there's two things that NBA teams do now, right? There's two names of the game with the NBA, really. One is it's not about. I was talking to Dan about this when we first got here. It's not about a big three anymore. It's about 2 stars and as much fucking depth as you can cram
Yeah, like
onto a
9
roster.
other players.
Yeah.
Yep.
And then the other thing that it's about is you want essentially like roster like flex. They want to figure out lineups that just fuck with other people all the time, right? So part of it will be like him, like spelling Chet. So you always have maybe always need a rebounder on the court. But other times they'll want to go maybe like fucking as big as they can possibly fucking go, right? Like
Sure.
it just depends.
Yeah, if a
Like,
team makes most of their hay on going to the basket, then you put 2 big guys in the lineup and see what they can do, right?
Yeah.
That was one of the brilliant things that Steve Kerr did back in the 14-15 season was the death lineup, putting Iguodala in place of the center, who was Lee, I think, at the time.
yeah. So when that Warriors team started, they had
Courtney Lee.
2 big men. They had Bogut and Lee.
David Lee and Bogut,
That's
yeah.
it, David Lee.
I'm
sorry.
excited
Yeah.
for this next team.
Are you?
If they can stay healthy, they're really good. But
I mean, you got 4
Nova
national
Knicks.
champions
if
and OG. They just re-signed OG, who when he was healthy, they were like unbeatable.
So we said this about the Eagles actually last year, with them drafting all those Georgia picks. Is it worth it to draft an entire team from Villanova? I don't know. It's very odd. I don't think we've ever seen it before.
from a school like Villanova, yes. From a school like Kentucky, no. For obvious reasons, right? The Kentucky guys met each other in passing one day.
Yeah.
The Villanova guys were there 2 or 3 years together.
That's
So
true.
it makes sense.
That's
Bridges
true.
hit the shot.
Yeah. Yeah.
The shot.
But he did hit the shot.
What? No, he didn't.
He did against North Carolina.
No,
Yeah.
that was not Michael Bridges.
Are you sure?
Yeah,
It
I'm
was.
100% positive.
All right, pop it up.
I will.
I thought it was Bridges too. I'll live with
They
you.
they won
I'll live
2
and die
titles
with you on
in
this
4
one.
years. They destroyed Michigan.
Yeah, it was Chris Jenkins.
It wasn't Bridges.
No.
Look at
Jenkins.
that, dude. I was with you on that. I'll take that L with you today.
You say shit so confidently, and you don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
Jenkins and Bridges are
What's this
very
from?
similar.
Is this from softcore or
This is
something?
him
What happened?
always yelling at me because I'll just say something with confidence and it'll be totally wrong. And it'll be like, I fucking believed you because you just said it
No,
so fucking
dude,
confidently.
I'm not wrong. I just slid into another universe.
Reagan said trust but verify. You don't think Reagan knows what he was talking about?
Yeah, exactly.
Mandela effect.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Oh,
Jen-
wrong
yeah.
universe.
Wrong universe. Oh, it's a fucking Marvel movie.
For real, though, they're the Pistons, who have no other real talent on their team, are paying Tobias Harris $26 million a year to fucking, I guess, so they don't die.
Yeah.
But here's the thing: you fire your coach, you're gonna have to pay him $65 million, and then you bring Tobias Harris over, who's 33 years old.
Well,
for
they have
$26 million a year.
everybody else on the team is under 25. Cade Cunningham, Ivy. I don't know who else is on their team, but everybody's young.
You should get. They got to go to another city.
It doesn't matter.
Move that team to Seattle or something.
They're just gonna be in the lottery again this year. They're gonna have high lottery odds, probably the best lottery odds again.
Maybe, yeah. And then they can replace him with another guy that's under 25.
Yeah.
I guess so.
Why not?
Do
But
the Sam Hinkie thing where you have to pay the league a penalty for not spending enough money.
oh yeah. Now there's 2 signings that I absolutely agree with, though. Maxey re-signed with the Sixers. However, the contract was for $204 million, so he's getting $8 million less than Paul George, which doesn't make any sense to me. But yeah,
Was this Maxey's first?
yeah, it was his
contract?
first max. Yeah.
Yeah.
So they paid him what the max was. It's just odd that it's not more than Paul George.
Well, Paul
for
George
Christ's sake.
has the accomplishments that like get patted on.
Yep.
So
Yeah.
he makes more money.
So he's there, and then Derek White has re-signed with the Celtics for $126 million.
As I said before the finals started, he's the linchpin that holds that team together.
How do they have 5 guys that make $30 million a year?
I think Porzingis is on the way out.
So
I
do I.
don't think they can hang on to all of them.
Yeah, I think
and he would be
Porzingis
the
is
only
gone.
guy that I would even, because they won without him.
Yeah.
Like the regular season, they were great with him. 100%, he's a good player and he deserves that money, but there's no way they can keep all those guys economically, because otherwise their luxury tax next year is going to be like $400 million.
Well, it's interesting you say that
Yeah.
because I don't think they give a fuck about that anymore. Right after this signing, the Celtics announced that they are selling the team. That's a huge shock to me. This is one of the top 5 franchises in all 4 major sports in the United States of America, I think. You got the Lakers, Celtics, Yankees, Red Sox, Dallas Cowboys. Who else?
Celtics, Lakers.
I mean, I already said Celtics,
Yeah,
Lakers.
I mean, I don't know if you could say they're still in that category now, but the Celtics and Lakers have both had success within the last 4 years, right?
Well, Celtics just won, and they've
Lakers
got
won
a very, very good young team.
Lakers won in 2020, and they
got Bronny. So
that's not a thing. But yeah, so this ownership group bought the Celtics, Boston Sports Group, I think it's called, or something like that. They bought the Celtics in 2002 for $360 million, and they're going to sell it from anywhere from $5 to $7 billion would be my guess.
Easily.
So
I
well
would be
over
shocked.
10x, probably like a 15x on your investment.
I'd be
in 20
shocked if
years.
this wasn't $7 billion.
Why
and
not?
Great time to get out if you're selling. Reason being is
Selling high.
You're coming not only off a title, you've re-signed all your dudes. Let this luxury tax carry over to somebody else's team. You did your job there. It's a great young team that can win for years to come. The other part of this with Boston in particular is, man, you got the NBA deal that just came in, and I think it was $11 billion in TV rights. How much higher can you possibly get for the Celtics?
I don't know. I mean, they've been paying luxury tax like this for a while, and the NBA compounds after 4 years, I think.
Okay.
So the last 2 years they paid $55 million each. This year over right under 50 somehow. But next year it's that'll be the big jump. It'll be. They have $600 million in salary.
Next year?
Hold on. Once Tatum reaches a new deal, the Celtics will have $600 million in salary tied to just him and Jaylen Brown.
Holy shit.
Not including Porzingis, not including fucking Derek White, who they just resigned as well.
Yeah.
I mean, if they don't add teams to the NBA, which I don't.
It's the only league where you could do it, and why wouldn't you?
Yeah, but here's what. So my point with that
Shrink
is in terms
the
of
league.
like how
agree.
much the value will go up even more. So since 2002, when they sold last, there were 280 million Americans. This doesn't include global market or anything like that. 280 million Americans. There are now 50 million more Americans and no extra NBA teams. So 50 million unequally distributed viewers because the Celtics are a total bandwagon team. Like, right? Like that's an easy team to pick. If
Rob,
you wanna
because
hop
there
in.
are cities that have NBA franchises right now that shouldn't have them, including the Orlando Magic.
Atlanta Hawks shouldn't have one. That
I
was
feel
one
like
of the worst.
I feel like the blackest city in America should have an NBA.
They should probably have an
Yeah.
NBA team, but Orlando doesn't.
How are
doesn't
you?
really
How are you
deserve-
that bad at having the blackest city in America, and you're that bad? The Hawks traded Murray for what reason? I don't know.
You had to split them up.
Who do you think is the highest?
Split up Trey. Get rid of Trey.
Who do you think is the highest attended? Name the 5 highest attended fucking NBA teams.
I bet you it's shocking.
Is it
I
by
bet you
I
you talking about
say-
gross, like just total, or like average attendance?
total humans.
Average
asses,
attendance, but they all play
100%.
41 home games. So
Okay.
I know, but
So-
that's different.
asses in the seats. I'm gonna go with somebody weird and say Oklahoma City.
No.
Indiana.
Nope.
So Celtics probably are
Nope.
up there.
Who is it?
Bulls, Mavericks, 76ers, Heat, and Knicks.
That's
Bulls,
that can't
I'm sorry,
be
Bulls, Mavs.
facts.
Who?
Bulls,
Heat.
Mavericks, 76ers, Heat, and Knicks.
There's no way the Bulls are one.
Well, I will say this about the Bulls.
20.6.
If you're just going with the amount of people, the United Center is one of the biggest
huge.
arenas.
It's huge. Yeah.
So
Yeah.
percentage, it would have to be like 100% of the seats are sold.
Who's
at
2
each
on that
game.
list?
The Mavericks.
American Airlines Center also really
Dallas.
big.
Dallas also loves fucking sports.
But I can tell you,
you could put a fucking professional cornhole league up there, and you would get 20,000 people to come
They
watch.
are
every
they are
single
really
thing.
good sports.
And on
fans.
drinkinbrostickets.com, free plug here, but dude, Dallas tickets for every sport. Stars, Mavericks, Cowboys are always super fucking high all year round. So I understand that one.
Now
kinda think
here's the bottom teams: Pacers, Hornets, Grizzlies, Wizards, Hawks.
Pacers sell out though a lot. That just means they have a small arena.
They do have a small arena. That's right.
do.
Yeah, Pacers.
Hawks is not shocking. You can go. You and I were there when the Braves got rained out. We could get tickets at the last minute for like $60 and sit on the
25th?
fucking floor.
25th, so 6th worst, the Suns.
That doesn't surprise me.
And then the Thunder is 23rd. Nets, Rockets, Bucks are 20th in the league. Warriors are 17th.
Who the fuck goes to a
But
Nets game?
This is, you know,
I know.
I don't know. Well, because they can walk there.
this
City.
is mostly, in my opinion, except for the bottom 5, I think this is mostly about the size of the arena. Because the Warriors had an arena that was like 19.5, and then they moved to that new one that's 18. There's no way they're not selling out every game with Steph Curry.
They are. They are.
I know they're selling out every game. It's just maybe a better way to tell is their road games.
And even so I know the Spurs have been bad recently, but like even when they're good, like we've all been in that arena together. Like it's nice and it's new or whatever, but like thinking about being in that arena and then thinking about being in the United Center, like it feels like it's half the size of where the Bulls play. Like that arena is just so fucking big.
Here are the top draws on the road. Ready for this?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Number 1, the Pacers.
Now,
On the road?
Yep.
is that because the tickets are cheap?
I think actually this data is fucked up because they only have them playing one game.
Yeah, I think it's just a bad.
No,
You might have got a bad chart
I don't
here.
know what one would be, but the top one on this list is the Celtics, Warriors, Lakers, Bucks, Knicks. Those are the top 5 on the road.
Okay. That makes sense. All teams are good here. Lakers struck out on free agents. LeBron could take a $20 million cut, but for what?
The Lakers did not strike out. The Lakers should be happy that they didn't get these free agents.
Yeah, no shit.
Agreed. But
I
they're
mean-
also not a top 3 team in the West. like you
No,
said.
not currently. If they make a good trade addition, I think they become a top.
What's the
15.
addition? They need a center.
Philly signed Andre Drummond, who I thought the Lakers might sign, to be honest. And not that I don't think he's a starter in the league anymore. They just didn't have any options. But Philly has Andre Drummond now, which is good news for Joel Embiid, to be honest.
Yeah.
Because they can send him in to go bang around with dudes, and Joel can just shoot from the fucking foul line or
I
whatever the
don't
fuck.
want that. That's awful. I don't need Embiid shooting more threes.
You sure do, Delco.
I really don't.
You guys gave up. Like with the Paul George trade was just
Daryl Morey
well done.
is not my favorite.
no, he's not great. He's not great. But a lot of people are asking what Murray's going to be like with Zion down there in New Orleans. Good luck on him staying healthy. I don't see that kid ever being anything.
Embiid has had his best 3-point shooting season ever.
It doesn't matter. He needs to just be on the block and score
More
50 a game.
pointers. More 3-pointers.
Like nobody can stop him on the block.
Three's more than 2.
And he's just like launching threes. What would he shoot? Like 30%, if that?
39%.
Did he really?
Yep.
That's
Third-
actually
third-
very surprising.
38.8.
surprising.
He was this close
must
to
have taken
50, 40,
less.
90. 52.9% from the field, 38.8% from 3, and 88.3% from the free throw line. This close. No
never hits
center
clutch threes.
no center has ever gotten close to 50, 40, 90 before.
Can I make a bold statement here and just say the NBA product overall as a whole just fucking sucks?
Yeah, regular season NBA blows.
Yeah.
So I think actually like the regular season is ass, but it's probably the best basketball that's ever been played in the history of the sport.
Yeah, but
The
Is
Celtics
it-
team?
The
No,
current
no.
the current iterations
Yeah.
of most of the NBA teams, because they're not doing just the big 3 shit anymore, super team shit. Like it is the most creative, and if you know a lot about basketball, which I don't, but I feel I get the feeling watching it and the way I see it broken down when I do read articles about it. I actually get the feeling this is like the most creative, incredible, strategic, tactical basketball ever being played.
Yeah.
But there's so little value to regular season games that you just can't bring yourself to give a fuck.
well, there's a reason there's so little value is because half of these assholes don't play in the games. You know what I mean?
Yes.
Like we're seeing a better product for a shorter amount of time.
Too many
Yeah.
teams make the playoffs.
That's shrinkflation. It doesn't work in productizing, and it definitely doesn't work in sports.
20 teams make the playoffs now.
20 teams make the
Stupid.
playoffs. That
It's a waste of
stupid
time.
midseason
Yeah.
tournament I could give a shit about.
Too many teams. I told you, shrink the league.
Yeah.
Get rid of the Raptors.
I think like make the games against your own division count more, like they're worth more weight. And once the playoffs start or whatever the fuck, there's all kinds of ways to do this that don't involve putting every single team in the goddamn playoffs. Hockey's the same way. Nobody watches regular season hockey because fucking 16 teams make the fucking playoffs.
Yeah.
It's boring. I mean, at least people get hit in hockey. Like that's really the only.
it's a great live sporting event.
It is a great live sporting
is.
event. Whereas
So
the
is the
NBA,
NBA though. It is. Even if the JV team is out there, it's still a great sporting event to
Yeah,
watch.
I was like falling asleep at a Warriors Spurs elimination game in the playoffs because this was like Kevin Durant Warriors and it was like we all know what's gonna happen today, and B, I don't know, it was whatever.
Like if you offered me courtside tickets for a regular season Kings Trailblazers game, I don't know if I'd go.
Courtside?
I don't know if I'd go.
Kings Trailblazers,
You'd
I'm
go
with
to-
you. I don't
you'd
think
go
I
to-
would go.
You'd go to courtside.
I don't think so.
And also, the Kings are kind of sweet. I'd watch the Kings.
They're okay.
It'd be fun for social media, and that's about it. No,
Who's
lie.
even
It'd be
on
great
the
for your Instagram
Trailblazers
story.
now?
Who knows? By the way,
Scoot.
James Harden agreed to a deal with the Clippers to return to the Clippers. So
Snooze.
he's back there. Man, this is a dark free
Loser
agent.
All that
franchise.
dude is, all he does is collect a fucking paycheck.
But I mean, the other part of this too is I'll go back to the NBA draft. I mean, that whole goddamn thing was a snooze fest as well. And then you have these boring free agency signings here. How
Oh
did any
my
of these people
God.
improve to get better than the Celtics?
Jason Tatum just signed a 5-year, $314 million extension.
Right now?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Would have passed on it. What if he's not important? You keep Drew, you keep Jaylen Brown, MVP.
Yeah, we already know the Sixers like to pass on Jason Tatum.
They sure
know.
do.
But we also passed on Jaylen Brown.
Well, you pass on everybody, and they're champions. 5 years, $314 million contract extension. So if you're keeping score at home,
For a dude that doesn't even show up in the playoffs.
Celtics doesn't matter. They won the title, I guess. But Celtics have now dished out $500 million today, and it's not even 5 o'clock.
So let's see. Boop. Plus, I'm just
Wow.
doing some quick gorilla math here.
God damn.
Was it 314 million? Phew, good Lord.
How much is that a year? Is that $60 million a year?
That's 600 million to 2 players.
So what happened?
No,
today?
but for
years.
Tatum, is that $60 million a year? Yes, it is, right? $61 million a year.
I don't think it's the same
Yeah, 62.8 million.
Oh
a
my
year.
God.
organization that owns the Red Sox, because that's the Fenway Sports Group.
Yeah.
But did they just the city reallocate all the money the Red Sox spent on the Celtics now?
I guess.
Yeah, to the
but
fucking-
that NBA. Don't sleep on that NBA TV deal. That was a record, and that's what got all these fucking pay raises and all this shit.
I
But
don't understand because I don't think that many people watch regular season.
they
NBA.
don't. The ratings aren't great.
They're not doing. Yeah, the ratings are genuinely.
So
not doing
how
well.
are they making this much money on the TV?
So what happened was, and this will go back to some Hollywood shit here, because they're not making TV shows or movies anymore. Everybody's shifting into live sports. So there's this race to buy up every single sport there is, and then divvy out the rights. I mean, look at the NFL. Their NFL was a record fucking
People
deal
watch
for
the
all this shit
NFL.
too. I know.
People don't watch the NBA.
I agree. But man,
People
that
that
is-
claim to watch the NBA just tweet about it.
And they
without
say
actually
catch
watching the
highlights
games.
on
and that's
Twitter,
where I
yeah.
watch it. Is I watch the highlights on Instagram.
I will. It's good background noise if there's not a college basketball game I'm interested in.
Same. I'll pop it on, put it on the background. I'm the same way.
Or actually, especially after March, or like during the week in March when the games are only on the weekend. That's when I really am like, all right, NBA's on now.
Right.
Yeah.
This is like the biggest moment for the NBA of the year. It's not the finals, it's free agency.
Yeah.
It
It's
is.
being able to talk about your team and sell jerseys.
Exactly. Real quick,
Wait.
we got some sponsors. What?
This is Boston's current payroll for next year. 125, 126. What's that deal for? This is fucking the craziest shit I've ever seen in my life. So, Jaylen Brown's going to make $49.7 million.
Okay.
Jason Tatum is going to make $62.8 million. Drew Holiday makes $30 million. Kristaps Porzingis makes $29.2 million. Derek White is going to make 26 or so million. How is that possible?
I don't know. Maybe the salary cap doesn't exist.
Well, Dan,
Anything is possible.
Anything is. Yeah.
yeah,
Third
sure.
price, yeah.
Absolutely.
Nailed it, dude.
That's like a $240 million payroll for a fucking 15-man NBA team.
Kevin Garnett said that. Kevin Garnett
And then
said
what
that.
lame ass shit did Jason Tatum spew when he won the title?
I don't have
said something
HIV.
similar.
I don't know.
Yeah, it was
He's-
something like that.
He tried to like just rip anything as possible. But
R.I.P.
his own variant.
OJ. We got some sponsors that put this show on the air real quick. First and foremost, mybookie.com. Promo code Drinkin' Bros doubles that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. If you're not watching the live Friday night blackjack show, you're missing out, dude. A lot of people were clipping it up and sharing it on Instagram. It's a fucking blast to watch, man.
It's fun.
You guys are playing
Is it?
against
You guys
live
having-
dealers
You guys having fun?
on my bookie.
You're not. You bet a lot on there.
We both lost money this week.
You did? What was the final tally?
I don't remember.
Some truly
Once
awful.
it goes into the MyBookie account, it's gone.
Some truly
You know
awful.
what I mean? Like
beats.
that, you need to divorce yourself from thinking that money is yours once it's uploaded.
I think we lost on the last hand, both having 20s, and he pulled
Oh,
a 21 out of like 4 or 5 cards.
Yeah, we rage quit after he used 5 cards to get to 21.
And I understand it, but the wild thing is, it's a real dealer. So it's not like you're going up against a computer who did that. It's a real dealer. You can see it live on screen. It's on our YouTube channel here. It's phenomenal. For those of us, myself included in this statement, who can't wait for football to start, all the prop bets are up. All the fucking lines are up for first week bets, man. NFL, college football, all the spreads are up. Conference winners, Heisman Trophy winners, Super Bowl winners, NFL MVP, you name it. It is already up and live on mybookie.com. Just use that promo code Drinkin Bros to double that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Get off the couch and get into the action today. You could have won a lot of money on UFC this weekend as well. Just definitely not in golf. Next up, we got bioproteintech.com. Guys, here's why your hormones suck. Most of you are focused on testosterone, but it's only half the puzzle. In order to absorb testosterone optimally, you must have adequate growth hormone, more specifically, its end result, growth factors. Unfortunately, growth hormones decrease every year after puberty, which may explain your poor gym performance or even excess body fat. That's where BioPro Plus comes in. BioPro Plus gives you back those growth factors naturally, giving you HGH-like results with 0 needles, 0 side effects, and 0 doctor's visits. All at a fraction of the cost of prescription treatments, and that's where the old BioPro Plus comes in. So if you want to look, feel, and perform better without all the risk of big pharma synthetic stuff, head on over to bioproteintech.com to learn more, or click the link in our audio description and use the promo code Drinkin Bros for $30 off your first order. I think we're on like month 8 of it, and I feel fucking great on it. Comes in 30 vials, just pop it underneath your tongue before 9/9, and you're good to go there, and you can wake up and fucking attack the day. Skin feels nice, too, as well. Last but not least, we got drinkinbrostickets.com. You want tickets to any of these events that are coming up, or concerts, rodeos, fucking comedy shows, you name it. I think Joe Rogan is going to the Alamo Dome next week. A lot of people are buying tickets for that. We got everything on the site, and it's about $10 cheaper than StubHub. Major League Baseball All-Star Game is also down here in Arlington, Texas at the Rangers Stadium. And a bunch of people buying tickets for the All-Star Game, Home Run Derby, all that stuff. You name it, or you can think about it. It is definitely on drinkinbrostickets.com, and you're getting $10 off from StubHub. Mine as well. All right, kids, you might as well. Speaking of UFC, did you watch the fight on Saturday night?
I did.
I did too. It was
Thank
great.
God for Yuri and Alex Pereira, because that card sucked.
I know, man. But that was legendary. That head kick, just knocking him out there.
Mm-hmm.
Why did they try to stand him up?
No, he tried to stand up himself.
I know, but the referee was also like, yeah, we're
Herb Dean?
cool to get up. And Rogan was on the mic, and he was like, whoa, he should definitely not be standing up right
Alex
now.
Pereira was also trying to check on him because he had to punch him a few more times before Herb stopped the fight.
yeah.
He was very clearly out.
Yeah.
I mean, he colded him after the first round, went back, got ice on his head.
Yep.
Came out 30 seconds later, kicked in the head.
You got to wonder
Out.
if that was a whole rope-a-dope thing, because that foot almost kept Pereira out of the fight, right? He had broken toes.
Oh, really? I didn't know that.
Like
Connor
a month
missed-
ago or something.
Connor missed his fight because of a broken toe. But
Yeah.
I mean, Pereira's been dealing with broken toes the last like 2 or 3 fights.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He just keeps
For
doing
about
it.
a year and a half, he just keeps fighting. He doesn't care.
Well, look, it's like you've been saying on the show for a while that he's the fucking dude.
Yeah, well, that's part of it. Also, Connor has $450 million. I think if Pereira had 450, he probably wouldn't be fighting with broken feet.
Yeah,
to be honest,
Time. He'd take
You
your
know what I
time
mean?
I
coming
mean, he's
back.
speed running right now to a Hall of Fame career. It's
Yep.
pretty cool.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
For sure. Yeah, but you don't get paid any extra money for being in the Hall of Fame, do you?
No. So who does he fight next?
I mean, if he stays in the division, Ankalaev. If he moves up to heavyweight, which I don't really want to see.
John Jones?
No, because John Jones got to fight Stipe and then retire.
Okay.
then they both retire after that, and then it's that whole division's wiped out.
Yeah, did
Cyril
you-
Gahn's gone. I mean,
Yeah,
what
did
the
you
fuck?
see the arguments that Dana White got into in the presser afterwards
No.
about the GOAT debate? And he said, look, prayer is great, and it's fucking awesome to watch, and we're having fun, but John Jones is the greatest of all time.
He's not, though.
You don't think he is?
No.
That's what the reporter said. Who do you think is?
GSP, Habib, or honestly,
Anderson Silva.
It's Anderson Silva in his prime.
Anderson Silva's the best of all time.
Anderson Silva, if you don't count, he just stayed too long. If he just retired earlier, he'd be.
He won. He
far and away the
11
GOAT.
consecutive title defenses. Nobody else is ever going to come close to that.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
probably
GSP
Silva.
though is the second most dominant in that regard. He stayed healthy the whole time. He defended his title a bunch. That's the problem with
Avenged
Jones.
his loss.
Like Jones is a great fight. He might be the best fighter, but he's not the GOAT because he couldn't stay there.
Yeah.
What has he fought like twice in the last 6 years or
Well, he got
something?
popped for PEDs. Obviously, he's been arrested 900 times and everything else, and that tarnishes what his record actually
Being the GOAT
is.
means you've got the talent, but you've also, and sometimes it's luck too, right? Sometimes you just
Yes.
happen to stay healthy. Some people
Yep.
get fucked up and this is the way it is.
Brady. Brady's a product
Yeah.
of that luck. If
I mean-
Bruce Bledsoe stays healthy, I don't
know if
he
you can
exists.
call it luck with Brady. He was spending millions of dollars a year to keep himself healthy.
Well,
later, but-
I'll say this: he had a lot of on-field luck.
Yeah.
Brady?
yeah.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Like between
Yeah.
Tuck Rule, I think 2 walk-off. I mean, having Vinatieri as your kicker for 2 walk-off Super Bowl wins, and then the third one, Andy Reid, not knowing how time worked until much later in his career.
Yeah.
Yeah, he pulled a Mike McCarthy before it was a Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
He did.
But yeah, I think Anderson Silva. I think it was actually 10 title defenses. It was 11 fights in a row, and 10 title defenses or something like that.
I mean, also someone that doesn't get a whole lot of love, Mighty Mouse.
Yeah.
He also had 11 title
Yeah.
defenses.
Silva didn't lose a fight for 7 years.
Yeah.
That's fucking crazy.
It's nuts,
Now
dude.
GSP, I think he might be the most dominant I've ever seen because it was like Khabib in his when he didn't fight long enough to be the GOAT. But GSP was like that. It didn't matter what you did or what you threw at him, what style you like. I'm going to try to come in with this style and do this. It didn't matter. GSP fought his fight and beat you every single time.
Not every time.
Not every time, but like
Also
during his
Sarah.
prime, he did.
Yeah. But it's fun going forward. I just wonder who he fights next. That's it.
There's nobody in that division left to fight.
Right?
Light heavyweight's pretty weak. I mean, I would like him. I would watch him fight Yuri every time.
So would I, but I don't think it's going to happen.
Poor Joel and his wife. I guess apparently the Czech Republic has turned on Yuri after his performance. They're just like disowning him.
Yeah, they hate losers, and I understand that. You're all done after a performance like that.
I mean, he's already beat Jamal Hill.
Throw him in a wood chipper.
It's going to be Ankalaev.
He beat Jan, right?
Yeah, he already beat Jan
Fuck,
Pavlovich.
man. There's nobody. I don't think there's any real players like Anthony Smith just lost.
Anthony Smith sucks.
He's. I mean,
He's to retire.
he'll fight anybody. He's got like 60 fucking fights. That dude's brain is probably not working anymore. I just don't know. There's nobody else in light heavy that he either hasn't beat or is anywhere
It'll be
close to his talent
Ankalaev's the
level.
only fight, but I don't want to see that because Ankalaev will just take him down for 3 rounds or 5 rounds and beat him.
Yeah. Islam,
What about Islam?
he could be in contention for greatest of all time soon if he keeps
Yeah,
his
yeah.
pace up.
I thought you meant to fight Pereira. I'm like,
No,
that's
no, no, no,
quite
no,
a big
no, no, no.
weight difference
No,
there.
not at
But
all.
I
no,
thought you
it-
meant to convert, which I support.
Yeah.
I mean,
Both.
Islam is more likely to fucking strap a suicide vest on and go blow somebody up.
Nah,
to be
Islam's
honest.
pretty chill. Islam is he's on his way to being better than Habib, honestly. He has a loss in his record and got knocked out his first UFC fight, but he's more entertaining. He finishes guys with strikes and submissions. I mean, he just needs to keep fighting.
He hasn't lost a fight since that second USC fight in 2015. He hasn't lost since.
Jesus Christ.
That's a long time to go without losing. Now you get fed some tomato cans in the beginning, but he's
Volk
he's
twice.
beat Volk twice. Charles Oliveira, and Dan Hooker, those are not tomato cans. Those are fucking fighters. So
Yeah, and with Pereira, he's only got 1 loss, and it was Izzy,
yeah.
and that's it.
And he's beaten Izzy once in the UFC and twice in kickboxing.
Yeah.
So he's up 3-1.
He's up 3-1, and that's...
You could probably do that. Do that at 205. Izzy, Pereira 3.
I'd be down for that for sure. For sure. I think the public would be too.
Mm-hmm.
What's the next one that's coming up? Do you know?
304.
Yeah.
Well, I
So
know
that's
that numerically,
it's
but
the
who is
England
it?
the England card with Leon Edwards.
Bilal Muhammad.
Muhammad,
Aspinall is going to fight Curtis Blades.
He's defending his interim heavyweight title.
That'll be a fun fight, at least. They're going to beat the Christ
It's also
out
going
of
to
each
be a
other.
really stupid card because they're catering to American audiences despite it being in England.
Bobby Green versus Patty Pimblett. Nobody cares about
They're going to
that
be
shit.
fighting their
Patty
time
Patty.
at like 3 to 4 a.m.
Oh shit!
Yeah.
To match the East Coast time
Yeah.
for us here.
Yeah.
It's a fucking nightmare.
And to
That's
be
a
honest,
total nightmare.
I don't know these last four here. Do you recognize any of those guys?
Makayev, yeah, he's a stud. He's fighting
do you know-
Manel Cape. That'll be fun. That'll be a good fight.
Okay. And who are the Arnold Allen?
Arnold Allen.
That's just like a random British dude.
No, well, yeah, but he's a good featherweight.
Okay.
He was probably going to fight for the title, but he ended up fighting Max Holloway first, and Max Holloway beat his ass.
Giga Chikadze. His first name is Giga, which is fucking awesome.
Just go by
the way.
Giga.
Call him Giga Chad and move on.
It's
Yeah.
Chikadze or something like
Giga
that.
Chad.
Just Giga Chad. Like, for real, lean into it. You don't know shit about branding, dude.
It's Giga Chikaze.
Is it really? Mm-hmm. Okay. Yeah, change that, dude. Just go by Big G or something.
It's
like
not
that.
a great card, to be
No, it
honest.
is a good card. Tommy's great. I love
Patty the
Aspinall.
Baddie's.
Yeah, Aspinall and Blades, that's going to be a fucking fun
Patty's
fight.
on the card, right?
He is,
Yeah.
That'll
Bobby
be, that'll
Green.
be fun.
I mean,
all the
Bobby Green's
English.
going to beat the shit out of him, probably.
Yeah.
Bobby Green's not that good.
He's not that good,
But
but he's
Patty's
just like
not
a
either.
fucking
Patty
brawler.
stinks.
He just wants to fight all the time. I think Patty sticks his chin out a little too much.
But Makayev and Manel Cape, that'll be a fun
The
fight.
first two
if
fights
Manel
are
Cape
good.
ever fights again, because he has a history of missing fights.
Yeah.
For what reason?
Weight cuts and just injury.
Typical UFC bullshit, you know? Typical shit over there. We'll switch on over to other sports here as we're trying to get through the dog days. Wimbledon has started today, Bob.
Let's go.
Who you got, men's, women's?
So Djokovic is playing.
In Wimbledon?
Yeah.
No way.
Yep.
Shit. How? I thought he had knee surgery.
No, he's there, man. He's in the fucking field.
Let's
He's-
go.
He is the.
All right,
he's-
let's go.
He's the number 2 seed. Yannick Sinner's the number 1 seed. Sinner won today. You know what? Give me Djokovic, man. And here's why. A, I'm a Djokovic stan, but B,
Same.
Djokovic is kind of like he needs like an edge. He needs that like sort of Michael Jordan, like people hate me and I'm mad about it type
You're
of
just
thing.
hoping he doesn't get mad about something.
Yes. And the fact that this is the most underdog he has been in like a decade, I think that's a motivating factor if he can stay relatively healthy. Unlike the French Open, you're not going to need as much movement in Wimbledon just because you can't play as much defense because the ball's so much faster on grass than it is on clay. It's like you got to run your fucking dick off.
Yeah.
And on hard court to a lesser extent, but like it's a more well-rounded game. Grass, you could just fucking whip it and you're not going to play long points. The points aren't nearly as long on grass as they are on the other surfaces. So
Yeah.
that helps him out a lot. On the women's side, give me Coco Gauff, dude. She's
All right.
also the 2 seed. And I told Dan this. I'm going to give you guys a tennis bet here if you want to hit it.
Okay.
On the women's side, tomorrow morning, I think at like 11 Eastern, Iga Swiatek, the number 1 seed.
Badass.
She won 5 of the last 7 French Opens. She is playing currently unseeded Sophia Kenin, who is an American. Sophia has a Grand Slam title at the Australian Open a couple years ago. She's only 25, I think, and she made the finals of, I think, another Grand Slam. I forget which one. Anyway, she's really fucking good. But she's not ranked currently, really, because she just had injuries or whatever. Swiatek's worst surface is grass, and Swiatek did not play any lead-up events to Wimbledon.
Okay.
So you always play warm-up events before a Grand Slam. Like for the French Open, because it's clay, you play in like Monte Carlo and Rome and shit like that. You play other clay tournaments. For Wimbledon, you play other grass tournaments in like I think Berlin, and there's some other shit in England you play. And then for the U.S. Open, you play in like Cincinnati.
Yeah, exactly. It is
Which is
Cincinnati.
not as cool as Rome, but it is what it is. But yeah, so anyway, she didn't play any of the warm-up events, and this is her worst surface. Sophia Kenin is a world-class player who's just like massively underranked because of injury. You can get her 7-1 right now to beat Iga Swiatek. She's rightfully the underdog. Swiatek's the best women's player in the world right now, but it's not bad odds for someone who's not that good on grass, didn't warm up on grass, and is playing a genuinely like if if Ken hadn't been injured, she's catching like a top 15 seed in the first round.
All right, that's a big boy number there. Fuck, betting against Iga though is ballsy.
Dude, give yourself something to get hyped for in the first round of fucking Wimbledon.
Coco, look, hey, Coco Gauff, by the
Coco
way,
cruised.
she just won right now.
Yeah, Coco. Wait, it didn't go 3 sets, did it?
No,
she cruised
out. It
against this
just
bitch.
ended here.
Yeah, she fucking killed her.
She cruised against this bitch. Computer's frozen here.
That's all good.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure Coco. I watched like the first set that Coco played today, and it was not a problem.
Okay. Yeah, but she won, so she's on to the next round. So you're all good there, at least. And this is Wimbledon is where people were going the fucking Coco crazy shit, where it was just like, oh my god, this is the next chick, and it ended up being her. Yeah.
She. This should be her best surface, I think. Like, she's only won a U.S. Open so far, and she's made the final of the French. But her game is really good for grass. Like, she plays good defense, obviously, but she's, like, strong, like, big power player. So I think she's going to win this tournament.
Okay. I'm in on that. Glad to hear Djokovic plays. What are the rules regarding Wimbledon and then the Olympics? Is the Olympics right afterwards?
Yeah, pretty much. You go right into the fucking next thing.
Okay, so
Which means, and by the way, it's in Paris, so they're going back to clay.
Oh, all right. That'll be fun.
It'll be an
That'll be
interesting
fun.
tournament. If you want to bet, I would. If I was betting on the Olympic winner, I would go something like Alcaraz or Sinner again.
Okay.
I don't think that Djokovic is even considering playing in the Olympics is insane. There's no fucking way I would bet against Djokovic every round he plays.
But that's the only thing he doesn't have,
Yes.
right? That's the only title he doesn't have.
Yes, he doesn't have the Super Slam, whatever the fuck it's called.
Yeah. But it'll be fun to watch. I love the Olympics. I was watching the trials over the weekend for track and field and gymnastics and all that other shit. Speaking of which, Simone Biles absolutely fucking dominated at 27 years old. And she's back. She won the field. She'll be representing the United States. 3 out of the 4 Olympic gold medalists from that team are actually back on the same team, which is
Gabby
extremely
Douglas
rare.
back?
No, she's not.
Okay.
She didn't make it.
For now.
No.
Like, she might just have a breakdown when she gets there and just take a spot.
Who, Simone?
Simone Biles? Yeah.
Was
She
it a
looked pretty
breakdown?
good.
She said she got the twisties.
Yeah, she had like a vertigo situation.
She did.
It was not a Naomi Osaka situation.
It was not a mental health issue?
No, it was literally like
Oh, I thought she had the yips.
no. You get like
Well, it's
like
sort
you-
of in the air.
You get like like you get the spins when you're drunk or something like that. You get like this like sort of perma spins.
She was confused where she was in the air, so everybody was watching over the weekend to see how she would perform on floor. She got up to 12 feet fucking high in the air. It was like, all right, Jesus Christ, man.
I think like so for a lot of these Olympians, like you kind of grow out of your body, which is why you get like 14-year-old girls or whatever. But Simone Biles is like fucking 4'10". All
of
muscle.
Them, all of them were. I watched a full-blown dwarf last night compete, and I was rooting for her because it was so weird to watch.
They should have one.
She was 4'7".
They should have one normal-sized dude out there just throwing them.
What's weird is on the men's side, there were midgets too. So it was just like, yo, what the fuck, bro?
Yeah.
need to be-
You can't. The amount of muscle mass you need as like a 185 to 225 pound dude to suspend yourself between 2 rings like that. Fuck that.
Yeah.
Not at no point in my life could I have done that. And I've been relatively big in my life. There's no way I could have done that.
The track and field events were fun because the men just fucking blow everybody away. Every single race was a world record, and they're not even in the Olympics yet.
Well, there's one guy in particular who's setting records, and it looks like he might set some legit ones in the Olympics this year. I can't remember the guy's name, but he did the 200 meter in 19.3 or some shit like that.
Yeah.
What the fuck? You going more than 10 meters a second? Fuck you. I just shoot that guy. There's no way to fight. What am I gonna do?
Even the women last night in the finals there was the 1,500 meters, which is essentially a mile, were running sub 4s, and I was like, holy shit, dude. We're there. We're like, they ran a 3:55.
That's how it goes. Like, so I remember this was a couple years ago. It was like maybe 2 Olympics ago. But they were talking about how Katie Ledecky was breaking the men's world records from like the 70s.
Yeah. Yep.
And that's just what, you know what I mean? Like she was beating like Mark Spitz's then at the time world record.
Perfect segue. So Katie Ledecky is back.
She's a fucking animal. Like
Yeah.
she's going to
She's going to dominate. The fun story for me, which I'm keeping an eye on, is this Sha'Carri Richardson. If you don't remember her, she's the chick that got popped for weed, who made the Olympic team in 2020, and then they threw her off the team because she pissed hot for weed. Rightfully so. She was like, what the fuck? This isn't a performance-enhancing drug, one. Two, she tried to come back and was horrific for like 2 years and then magically turned it around. She made the fucking team and, yeah. Well,
Interesting.
She didn't win.
Interesting.
She was second, so we'll see what happens there. But
Pissed hot, and all of a sudden.
well, piss off for weed. Weed. She does not look like a big person whatsoever. Well, not that the other chick is. Who's the girl that went to jail?
Marion Jones.
Yes.
Marion Jones
wasn't.
kind of stacked. I feel like.
She looked normal and proportionate. She didn't look like Serena Williams, for Christ's sakes.
Well,
I mean, that's a whole different fucking set of roids. But I'm excited about the Olympics. I watch all of them every single night. You can bet on them at mybookie.com. Again, promo code Drinkin Bros will double that first deposit over there. So if you're trying to get through these
I
last
don't know, man.
set of
Marion
dog
Jones.
days. Oh, shit. I didn't see that photo. I've never seen
Let's
that
see.
photo before. Whoopsies.
Oh.
Yeah, I didn't see that one. Sorry about that.
There was one of the I think it was a woman that was in the I can't remember which event it was. I think it was the women's 200 meter. Oh no, it was the women's 200 meter hurdle, I think. She won and she was like, I just want everybody that looks like me to keep going. It's like, everybody out there looks like you.
Yeah, you're black.
Because you're like, there was one white woman in the entire field.
And she was awful.
And
The white woman
of
was
course she
awful.
was. She was out there because she knew somebody. That's it. She wore like a fucking road guard vest and a hard hat and snuck onto the fucking track. The fuck
Yeah.
out of here. I'm wearing a hard R hat as I say this, by the way.
Sure.
Did she not know? Like, I wonder how offensive that is to people because. Do you remember when Jennifer Lawrence said that she was like before Hunger Games there wasn't such a thing as a female action star? Like,
Sure.
oh, really?
right.
There was a ton
Actually, my favorite was when
Sarah
Elizabeth
Connor,
Banks was like,
Aliens.
"Why hasn't Steven Spielberg ever cast a woman of color as a lead?" And then all these black people were like, "Clearly, you grew up white because you've never seen The Color Purple."
color.
Yeah, no shit.
Right.
Massive.
So I wonder if like because Jesse Owens went to Berlin in 1936
Yep.
in front of Hitler's bitch ass. It was like, oh, you got the superior race? Not at this
not
sport.
here.
Not here. Not here.
Hitler shook his
Right?
hand.
Yeah.
Did he really?
That's true. Yeah, my buddy called him a white supremacist on Twitter earlier. My buddy Clay. Jesse
Who?
Owens.
Oh, Jesse Owens.
For
sure.
who else would have shake Hitler's
FDR
hand?
didn't.
No, I didn't.
Yeah, Churchill didn't
What's
either.
the saying?
Stalin
If
didn't.
you're if there's a dinner and one person is a Nazi there, then the whole table is Nazis.
That's right. Jesse Owens, Nazi. Everybody knows it.
Did FDR hate black people?
He just did not
I think-
welcome Jesse Owens to the White House.
Really?
Yeah.
There was a bit of a controversy to
That's
to
fucked.
have him there.
That's fucked.
not great.
We're going to swap on over to some NFL lawsuits that have been going on here. I was unaware that John Gruden lost his lawsuit there.
He didn't lose the lawsuit, so he asked to have it go to an outside arbitrator or a court system.
Okay.
And the appeals court said no, you can send it back to arbitration, and per NFL rules, that could very well mean that Roger Goodell himself is the arbitrator.
No way.
It will likely be Roger Goodell,
Okay.
right? This seems like
That would be fucking insane to me.
This seems like the fix is in, right?
Yes,
Because you
yes.
can't. No real court, no real judge would say, yeah, you just go get arbitrated by the guy that you're filing a lawsuit against. That doesn't make any sense.
No.
But maybe it's because of the contract, the players or the coaches' contract with the league. I don't know how that works.
I don't either. Speaking of not knowing how things work, the other lawsuit in the NFL, the big one was their $4 billion loss for that DirecTV Sunday ticket bullshit for all those years.
Yep.
That's a massive one. I don't really understand how, like the Gruden thing, I think Gruden should get all the money. I think they fucked him. This DirecTV package, though, doesn't make any sense to me of how the NFL lost that. They went to the highest bidder. They said, we'll sell you all the fucking games, and we can do it through one ticket. It was super fucking easy. YouTube TV is currently doing it right now. So what's the difference?
I have no idea.
They said it was a monopoly, but $4 billion. Obviously, Roger Goodell's statement is that he was disappointed in the decision and that they're going to plan to file an appeal here. But I don't really get it. If you can sell it where you're going to sell it, what's the fucking difference here? Because I think $2 billion is going to customers. I mean, I had that fucking shit for 15 years. For
Yeah,
Christ's
it's
sakes.
a lot of money. I mean, I think we need to sue Major League Baseball for their blackout rules.
It's the worst thing.
Like, honestly, let's say you're an MLB.TV subscriber and you live in Austin or Dallas or
No,
Houston.
use Austin. That's a perfect example.
Yeah.
Okay.
Where there's no Major League Baseball team.
There's no Major League Baseball team. We're technically part of 2 Major League Baseball teams' TV area, right? So any game that's on local television in either Arlington or in Houston is blacked out for us.
We
Even
cannot
though
watch
we're
the
paying-
Astros or the Rangers here.
No fucking way.
Yep. So if you're a local, if you grew up in Austin, lived here your whole life,
Yeah.
and you're obviously going to be a fan of one of those 2 teams, you probably grew up watching Nolan Ryan pitch. Who, by the way, Nolan Ryan started the AAA team that's just north of here.
You in Round Rock?
He started it. Yeah, the
Yeah.
Round Rock Express is literally named after him. You can't watch them unless you have Bally Sports.
And so you
As a
can't,
subscription, and that's the point of MLB.TV. The point is to buy a subscription to every game that exists.
watch out of market games.
So you can't watch the
Nope.
if you have MLB TV.
Because you're in the market.
Rangers, I believe, are the local broadcast
They
here.
are, yeah.
But the Astros are not.
Yep.
You cannot get the Astros locally broadcast on basic cable here, and you are still blacked out from the Astros.
And Houston is a shorter drive than Dallas.
Yeah.
So,
So you would have. I mean, there's literally no way to watch it because Bally Sports doesn't provide an additional subscription where you just can't watch
The
it.
only way you can get it is if you get like the full ass cable thing
Yeah.
where you get
with all the Bally Sports.
Yeah.
fuck
Yeah.
that.
And the
That's
worst
why
one
Bally
is-
Sports is fucking failing, by the way, because of stupid shit. And that's why the Phoenix Suns pulled out of using them last year.
Yeah.
I believe there's a spot in Iowa where they're blacked out of 7 teams.
That's cool.
They're
I
black.
mean, Iowa's not a real place anyway.
No.
To me, that's probably just a black hole. and has nothing to do with the TV
Also, is
contract.
Nolan Ryan down bad? I always
Why?
see him in like local air conditioning commercials.
No, I think he's.
I think he's helping people out.
think
He's
he's cheap.
extremely rich.
Yeah, I think he's like, he's never comfortable. You know what I mean? He's like, he'll take any air conditioning commercial just to make sure he's.
He made millions of dollars playing. He made way more money being the fucking president of baseball operations. for the
yeah, he
Rangers.
was a
Like, way more
businessman
money.
back in the
Frisbee
day.
He was-
terrible with his money.
He owns a bunch of banks. No. He still owns a bunch of regional banks in Texas.
He might own all those air conditioning companies.
He might own you.
It's
Yeah,
You don't
like you
know.
might be his fucking slave and we don't know it.
Yeah.
Don't fuck with Nolan, dude. What is he? Probably 80 years old. He'd dive across his desk and beat your ass
Maybe
right
the
now.
AC will work the whole time here.
Hopefully. God
Nolan's
damn it,
77.
dude. Is he really?
It's my hero growing up.
Yeah. Was that your dude?
Oh, yeah.
Mine was Ricky Henderson. And
I
then
had no
switched over
feeling
to
that's a Nolan
That
Ryan.
tracks. Yeah.
Deion Sanders.
Yeah.
So randomly last night, I get served these things now on YouTube where it'll be just like old broadcasts of baseball games from my childhood, because that's how smart
Really?
the algorithm's getting.
Yeah,
And it
mine
was-
is Kobe. So I get Kobe highlights all
Yeah.
the time, and I love Kobe.
So I get full games, right? And sometimes I'll turn it on just for like an inning or two just to watch. And it was game 1 of the NLCS in 1999, and Greg Maddux is pitching. So obviously I'm going to be like, all right, I'll watch a little bit of this. Like mostly just the Maddux parts, whatever. So what I didn't realize, though, it was hilarious. I did not expect this at all. Maddux on the mound. It's in Atlanta, so the Mets bat first. First batter of the game for the New York Mets, Ricky Henderson.
Oh, fuck, really?
Yeah, so I was like, oh, I'm watching this at bat for sure, like in its entirety.
And what happened?
Maddux got him.
Shit. Lucky. That was because Ricky was in an advanced age at that point.
Kobe apparently a bad guy too.
What do you mean?
With his family in Philly, just disowned him.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, that came out recently.
Yeah. I know why, though. I can tell you why.
Because he hates Philly.
No.
He's
'cause
Italian.
His dad told him not to get married that young, and he goes, look, son, I was an NBA player. You're going to have a lot of pussy thrown your way. This is a huge mistake. You're fucking 21 years old. Please don't do this. And that girl seems like a fucking gold digger. And he went against the family's wishes, told him to fuck off, and it split up the family for years, man.
I mean, she seemed like a good wife. Stuck with him.
She got a $4.5 million ring now.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
sure did.
By the way, I forget the guy's name. He's a really famous sports journalist, and I get served his videos on TikTok all the time. It was the guy that wrote the rocker story for Sports Illustrated.
Oh, shit.
And so he was Sports Illustrated forever, and he'll just post TikToks of like random interactions with athletes or whatever. And he was talking about Kobe on one of them. I meant to send this to you, actually. I was trying to find it.
Bad dude.
And he was like specifically talking about the Kobe like allegations and stuff like that, but in
Yeah.
general. And he was like,
Jeff Pearlman.
Yes, I kind of think a lot of what happened with Kobe Bryant in terms of people saying he was a shitty teammate, or people saying he was a dick, or even the stuff he was saying when he was being interrogated by police for the Colorado thing, is like people don't understand that he actually didn't really understand how to socially be a human being because he had such a bizarre childhood.
I think that, and that's the same way with Tiger Woods.
Yeah.
And if you go back to it, like, yeah, because he was over in Italy. Dad, got bounced from the NBA, was playing in Italy for a while, so he grew up in Italy, and then you're back in the United States. And then you're in Philadelphia, which is one of the blackest cities in America.
He was Lower Merion.
But he wasn't going to.
But Kobe wasn't beloved by black people there, and like.
No, but he was like a celebrity at Lower Merion.
Oh, was he
Even
really?
in high school, yeah. My grandfather went to more Kobe Bryant games than my game.
Well, he should have, because I watched those highlights. By the way, I get served those, and they're fucking rad too from Lower Merion. Did you see his locker room interviews at Lower Merion? I mean, he was a fucking ruthless motherfucker in high school. Like, it was awesome to see. And I'm a gigantic.
Why are we
fan
talking
of
about
his.
Kobe?
Yeah, he's dead.
He is dead. But it's just about heroes, guys.
He's not walking through that door.
We don't know that. With the miracles of modern technology, he might.
Speaking of walking through the door, the Nationals just called up one of the guys they got in the Juan Soto trade. His name is James Wood, and he might be he's one of the best baseball players I have ever seen in my life.
How old is he?
He is 21. He's 6'7".
Jesus Christ.
He runs fast as fuck. He hits bombs. He hits the same against. He's left-handed as a hitter. Hits the same against lefties or righties. He's like 330 against lefties, 360 against righties. He hits bombs. I mean, like fucking tanks.
And he came from the Padres, so he's good because they give away most of their great prospects on
yeah,
accident.
they're basically a farm system for the rest of the team, and then they buy them back when they're old.
Yeah.
Okay. Aaron Judge, by the way, is ahead of his home run pace from last year. You think he can break the record?
The record is 73. So
Yeah,
no.
what record?
No, he's got the real record.
He does not.
He does.
He has
I'm
no
not.
record.
I'm not acknowledging 73. I'm not
What
doing
about
that.
70?
Nope.
Okay.
I'm not doing any of those. Roger Maris is the dude for me.
Bonds
Well,
has the
now
record.
it's Judge then.
Okay, so what can you?
Judge has the AL record.
Do you want to take into account the fact that Major League Baseball started supplying the Yankees with juiced baseballs, and they've done that twice in his career?
If it's in court and we can prove it, then I'll take it away.
There's a dude and his wife actually who track this. They get a sample baseball from every game in Major League Baseball every single
Yeah, they
year.
do actually have the data that the
They
balls
have the
are
data
juiced.
to show that the
Cheating
ball
is
juiced.
tradition in baseball.
Take him
So
to court.
They showed it. There was
Bonds'
juice for the
record
Braves
holds
last
up.
year too. Actually, I think there's smoke about the Braves last year and their home run record.
Doing steroids just means you work hard.
We did a whole episode on Willie Mays' cheating scandal.
Yeah.
And how
Well, how did Willie Mays cheat?
he was,
His
he just
team
died.
His
he
team
did-
cheated.
Did the Astros?
They were using
did-
the buzzer thing.
They did the
Oh,
Astros
no
thing.
shit.
yeah.
Wow, I didn't know that.
That's when he won his Rookie of the Year.
Yeah.
Speaking of a story that got served up to me, the Willie Mays story that got served up to me was Will Clark, and that was an awesome one.
I didn't
Yeah,
know
Will
that.
Clark is awesome.
Dude, did you hear that podcast with him?
He talks
goes-
a lot of shit.
He goes.
Well, we need to get him on the show.
I would love
I've-
to.
I've-
I would love to get Will Clark on the show. I got to be on it.
Baker will get him on. I talked to him about it like two or 3 weeks.
I would love to. He had a Willie Mays story, and they were like, how badass was Willie Mays? And he goes, I'll tell you how fucking badass he was. He goes, how people hire like these hitting coaches that are kind of just specialists, come in for a little bit of the year, and how about with players? He goes, that's what I do. Will Clark is like, that's what I do. I've got hired to do that a few times. He goes, Willie Mays heard somebody talking shit, and he goes, give me a fucking bat. And he goes, I want a real bat. I want a fucking big boy bat, not this bullshit. It's like, who's got the biggest bat on the team? And he goes, man, Keith Mitchell's got a 35-35. And he goes, cool, man, I'll take the 35-35. And he goes, at 52 years old, he just fucking nuked a home run to dead center. And he goes, I don't even know when the last time he picked up a fucking bat was, for Christ's sakes. And he goes, everybody shut the fuck up after that.
He used the 35-incher too.
Did he really?
Oh, yeah.
God damn.
So you know
Has he
who
ever
else does?
swung that?
He's arguably the greatest player to ever.
He is.
He probably
Yes,
is the
he
best.
probably
Yeah.
is.
Ozzy Albies also uses the 35-inch bat. He's 5'8".
Does he really?
So
You ever
whenever
swung a 35-inch bat? It's
with his
too
hand
much.
off of the knob too. Like his bottom 2 fingers are almost off the knob.
It's too much. You ever swung a 35? It's
Yeah.
too much.
I mean, really, it doesn't matter what the size of the bat is. Now,
What did you swing in high school? Do you remember?
34.
So I had a 34, and then I switched down to a 33. Because even a 34, it was hard to catch up to the fastball. So
I didn't have any issues with that, but I wasn't. I was a better pitcher than a hitter. But the key is putting the barrel of the bat on the ball and getting good trunk rotation. Nothing else matters. That's it. So good hand-eye coordination and getting in a stance in a place in the box where the majority of the time you're going to be able to reach the barrel of the bat, which is about fucking 3 to 4 inches right here, to the ball, no matter where it is. That's the key. And then trunk rotation is what creates power. Has nothing to do with how tall you are or how fucking many muscles you got. Tyler O'Neill's the most jacked dude in the Major League Baseball. He should hit 1,000 home runs a year.
Yeah.
But he hits the same amount or less as Ozzie Albies, who's 5'8" and weighs 160 pounds.
So when Chipper Jones got to the league, he was maybe it was early. It was like '93. He was in spring training. He was swinging whatever bat he had been swinging for his career up to that point. And Hank Aaron saw the bat and was like, "No." And since that moment, he was like, "This is what you got to swing."
Yeah.
And Chipper was like, "It's really heavy," and he's like, "You'll get used to it." So from then on, he swung a 35-inch, 34-ounce bat.
Can you imagine like Hank Aaron or Willie Mays talking shit to you? Like, what do you even say? Like,
Right.
my bad, dude.
But here's an even better.
At least I could ride in the front of the bus, I guess. I don't know.
Here's an even better story that will enrage Dan because you hate it when I do this. I'm just going to talk a little shit on Tony Gwynn. Chipper Jones.
There's no reason to go after Tony Gwynn.
Tony Gwynn.
I mean, may he rest in peace.
R.I.P.
Chipper
dude.
Jones picked up Tony Gwynn's bat that he used to get his 3,000th hit and was like, "This is a toothpick."
Tony Gwynn never struck out.
Tony Gwynn was swinging a little baby bat, getting base hits. It didn't help nobody but Tony Gwynn.
Are you
Chipper
making-
Jones probably had more strikeouts in a season than Tony Gwynn had his entire career.
Chipper
Chipper
was
Jones
better-
never struck out 100 times in a season.
Chipper
my man.
Jones was a better
Not
player
once.
than Tony Gwynn. Full stop.
Wow,
Yeah, that's
dude.
100% true. What are you talking about?
That's not even.
Tony Gwynn was
controversial.
one of the greatest hitters I've ever seen.
He was one of the greatest base hitters
Yes.
you've ever seen.
But there's nothing wrong with getting on base.
It sure is,
As a
dude.
leadoff hitter.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, everyone showed up to the park to watch Tony Gwynn slap and waddle. That's what everyone wanted to see.
Yeah.
He was
did-
the closest guy in the last 50 years to get close to 400.
You squeak one through the hole.
He
Come
got
on.
fucked on that strike year, remember?
Tony Gwynn, career on base percentage, 388. Chipper Jones, go.
Get your advanced stats out of my face.
It's not
It's on base percentage.
Get your bullshit out of here with your
Batting average.
advanced metrics.
Walks, that's all it
488.
is.
I'm all about batting average, home runs.
488?
401.
401.
No one's got 48.
Yeah.
I think Bonds is the highest.
No,
ever, like
Josh Gibson
432.
does now.
Oh, God.
Yeah, they've got
That's
all the
not real.
records now.
I actually think
Chipper
Ruth
Jones
is
hit 303 for a career, 401 on base percentage. Tony Gwynn hit 338 for a career, and he had a 388 batting average. RBI, do you want to go to that one?
No,
we
he
know
was a
he's
power
doing all that.
hitter. I know it was Chipper.
By the way, Babe Ruth.
They both hit third. It's not a power hitter versus non-power hitter issue. Tony Gwynn hit third his
it's
entire
what
career.
the Padres
Just-
needed from him.
No.
It was not.
It is.
It's
Yeah,
super
Well, it
wasn't.
never worked for him. Except for maybe 97. I guess they got pretty close.
98.
We're
They
not
got-
going to tarnish
In 84.
fucking Tony
I think,
Gwynn.
I think 84 they got.
They got
pretty
beat by
close.
the Royals.
Gwynn
right?
played in
84?
2 World Series. Yeah, because he did play one of the.
You know who has pretty unimpressive stats for his legacy?
Who?
Ichiro.
Yes, I agree.
Oh
He-
yeah, for
he's
sure.
the guy you're really describing. He was because people on his team say this guy had the ability to get up in a big spot and go for a home run when we needed it, and he
Never
would just
did.
get a hit instead.
Yeah.
It's like,
And if he would have played
thanks.
his entire career in America,
he would have 5,000 hits.
Jesus Christ,
Yeah.
he
But-
was awesome.
but
He's
did-
better than Tony Gwynn too.
Yeah, but he did sacrifice power for.
He did
But
it on
he's,
purpose.
like,
I'm not
said
sure
that.
Tony Gwynn had any power.
Yeah.
to be
Yeah.
honest.
Ichiro
We
has
don't
said
know.
that. Like, he could have been like a 40 home run guy every
Yeah.
year. And he's like, no.
Well, even Chipper was like, I could still hit 35 home runs a year, but then I would bat like 260.
Yeah.
Well, then he would just be Kyle Schwarber.
Yeah.
yeah,
Well, I said 260, not 1.
Right.
we got to start putting this on Twitter. By the way, let's put this show live on Twitter.
Yeah,
as well.
sports. Speaking of baseball, home run derby rules have changed.
Okay, what are they? I'm
so-
thinking about taking my kid.
The previous years, it's been, a 4-minute clock, and you just hit as many home runs as you can. You get one timeout. Most people take it around, or it's 3-minute clock.
I need 10
Most
outs.
people take their timeout somewhere between a minute and a minute 30 left
Yep.
on the clock. This year, within each player's timed round, the hitter will see a maximum of 40 pitches no matter what.
Even
So-
if they're balls.
I guess.
Okay.
So that
40 pitches or 40 swings. That's interesting.
it says
40
pitches.
pitches.
It
Yeah,
says
I mean, what if
pitches.
you're like Bryce Harper's dad throwing curveballs?
Yeah.
No.
This will place a greater premium on efficiency between batting practice pitchers and the hitters. Since the Derby moved to the time format in 2015, the rounds of swings have often shifted into a race of hitter and pitcher trying to get as many swings as possible. And last year's Derby, all participants averaged more than 43 swings per round. So here's the new changes. First round, 8 hitters, and the top 4 advance. Ties broken by the longest home run in the first round instead of, I don't know what they used before. Then it goes to a bracket style, number 3 versus number 2, number 4 versus number 1, based on the first round home run totals. And then the final is the top 2 face-offs. So the rules are first round and semis. So the first round in the bracket are 3-minute round, 40 pitches, you get 1 timeout. 3 bonus outs. So every swing is either a home run or an out. A 425-foot home run in the bonus period earns a 4th bonus out.
Okay.
And in the finals, it's 2-minute rounds, 27 pitches only. You get 1 timeout. Same bonus rules.
I just think they tweaked it too much. I like just 10 outs.
Yeah, they
Yeah.
overthink it.
That Bobby Abreu and the Josh Hamilton displays. That's why people fucking tuned in for that event.
Yeah.
Those
Look,
two specifically. Even the Mark McGuire one in Fenway. That's
That
what
was
people
one of
tuned
the-
in
yeah.
for.
they've been very good the last few years.
Or
so-
Sammy Sosa in Colorado was pretty good too.
Oh,
Yeah.
Sammy Sosa in Atlanta was
Yeah.
goddamn insane. He was hitting
fucking
balls
rad.
that I could not fathom.
But there are guys like there are dudes up right now that can hit the ball just as far. Let them take their time and hit the ball as far. We care about how far they hit it.
yes.
That's all. It's a spectacle. What
Yeah.
the fuck are you trying to rush it for? It doesn't make any sense.
So bad. They've fucked it up. They've completely fucked it up. And it's not like the dunk contest where everyone's just out of dunks and
Yeah.
it's no names doing it. You still have your stars there. And
A
now
500-foot home run is just as exciting today as it was fucking 15 years
Fuck
ago.
yeah,
Yes.
dude.
Yes.
Holy shit.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
It's an incredible feat for a human being to be able to do that. Let me fucking watch him do it.
the only way to fix it now is you take away the BP net and they use metal bats.
Oh, boy.
Could you imagine people would die?
Everybody would die.
People would die in
The
this
kids
game.
in the kids in the outfield stay.
Yeah.
The kids are still
You
there.
add
Actually,
more
move them
kids.
onto the infield, put them in a shift.
Exactly, and you add more of them
Yeah.
and see who lives. That would be even more fun. Appreciate you tuning in, kids. Go to mybookie.com. Use that promo code Drinkin' Bros. Double that first deposits all the way up to $1,000. Usually say bet with us or against us, but not sure what to bet on tonight.
Sophia Kennan,
Okay.
first round, sprinkle it, 7-1 odds.
We got some John Deere picks coming your way.
We do. We got some golf picks. Don't think just because we're leaving for 4th of July on Thursday, we're not. We'll get the golf show in there.
I got 2 baseball picks for you for today.
Okay.
Well, it's not too late. Nationals over Mets, Brewers over Rockies. That's my parlay today. It's about 2.5 to 1.
Okay.
And then if you want to bet on the British Open right now, still value. I'm going to double down my guy, Cam Young.
God.
Come on,
God
do
damn it, dude.
Forever
I can't
young.
quit him.
Just give me
Forever
your
young.
money and I'll put it in a
That's it.
savings account. What are you
That's it.
doing?
He snapped the
Jesus
driver,
Christ.
for Christ's sake. I mean,
He was down 1 with 5 holes to go, and, he kind of lost his head. It
broke a
happens.
driver.
It happens.
He broke his fucking driver, dude.
Should have broke his putter.
I told you exactly what was going to happen.
He was there. He was there.
He's always there, and he'll never win. He'll never win, and that's the beauty of gambling.
No, he will. He will. He's
He
going to
will
be like
not.
a Scotty Scheffler type. It took Scotty a while to get his first win, and then once the floodgates open,
No.
Cam's going to be fine.
No, he sure isn't, friends. Don't take that bet on MyBookie, but bet with your heart. Bet on the Cowboys to win the Super Bowl. Those Super Bowl odds are up right now. I'm sure this is their year. Okay? For D'Anthony Holloway, Delco Dan, Hot Bob, I'm Ross Patterson. This is the Monday Morning Recap. Good morning, everyone.